You didn't see it, did you? Oh, I didn't want you. Don't look. Don't look. I don't want anybody to see it. I don't want nobody at the job to see it. I don't want anybody asking me any questions. What you got on your arm? I don't want nothing. I just, I want to look normal. I want to look right. I want to look nice. And I want to pull it together. And I don't want anybody seeing this access where I get dialysis at. Okay? So I wear long sleeves. It can be hot, and I'm still going to wear long sleeves. And they won't know. Nobody will know that I got an access. Yes, I got a fistula. It's nobody's business how many lumps and bumps I got or how they put the needles in or anything. It's my business, and I don't have to tell anybody about it, and I won't tell anybody about it. Okay? You know why I won't tell nobody? Because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Hey, how's everybody doing? I hope great, I hope well, and I hope fine. I got a couple of little tidbits to talk to you about today before I introduce my guest. I don't know if I showed you the chair. Yeah, whoop, whoop, the chair. The giant big chair from those big clothespins. If I did and you missed it, well, here it is again. How about that? That was something else to do. You know, arts and crafts is very therapeutic, whether you're sick or have a disability or not. It's therapeutic. It's fun to do with your family and your children. One thing I want to talk to you guys about today is that if there's a fire, if there's a bomb threat, if there's an emergency or disaster, you need to know what to do. You need to know what to do if you're sick. You need to know what to do if you're in a wheelchair, you have a walker, a cane, or God forbid, maybe paraplegic. Paralyzed or something like that, housebound, homebound, whatever they call it. You need to have a plan in place, even when you at work. Okay, because we had a bomb scare the other day, and we heard it was down the street from us before, and then like a few days later or so it hit our territory where we were at, and all I could hear is commotion and people moving, but nobody came to tell me anything or say anything to me about it. One person said, "Oh, go somewhere over there where it's safe." I didn't know they had a special place to go to. So when I heard that, I was trying to get away with my cane, but I wasn't moving fast enough. So God forbid if the building blew up, I was still in front of it. All right, but God help me. I went back to get my walker so I can really get away or get around. And one of the people, the supervisors, brought it down for me. But it should have been something in place, and I wish that it would. But I don't want stuff like that to happen to you. Put your stuff in place. Have a plan. Do emergency things with your children and your family inside there. Get a emergency box for anything for fire. If you had a fire, so your stuff wouldn't be burned up. Your documents, they're hard to get. If there's a waterproof thing, get a waterproof bag also, so stuff won't damage your things that you don't want damaged, especially those important papers, birth certificate, death certificates, etc. IDs and things of that nature that you always got to show, passports, things like that. You just don't want them to get messed up. All right. So I'm just trying to tell you and prepare you. And if you're sick or and if you want, get a will or have something in writing so the family won't be fighting over your stuff and your things. Put stuff together. All right. So people will know how to plan. This is very, very important. Put your plan and put your life in place. You got to put your living in place, just like you have to put your passing away in place as well. So do all the things to live good, live right, and put it in place. All right? This is your girl. Definitely always keeping it 1,000 with you. Let me tell you something. I got a sweet guest, a wonderful guest, a beautiful guest. She's a single mother. Okay, she's a woman, a single mother with a podcast. This woman, Tamika Johnson, she worked for JFK Airport as an operator. I can't read my own handwriting and got my reading glasses on, trying to be cute. Operator at the Operator Control Center. All right, coordinator. That she's a coordinator there at the airport. So maybe you've seen if you was taking off on a plane. So I would like to introduce my sweet, beautiful guest, Tamika Johnson. Come on, Tamika.
Hey Lisa. Hey
Hey, how are
everybody.
you?
Wait, time out. I'm not a single mom.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
you was
But
a single
I do
mom.
support other single mothers, and there's nothing wrong with being a single mom because my aunt was a single mom when she raised me, my siblings, and my cousins. But no, I'm
Uh-huh.
not a single mother, but I support all types of moms. Single
Oh,
moms,
okay. I
foster
thought that
moms,
little
all.
thing you sent me had to do with single moms, which we're gonna
Mm-mm.
get into. So
Yeah,
that's all right. This is a live show, and it
right.
ain't nothing wrong with correction. I ain't mad about it. How about you?
Yeah, no, because Alex would be upset. Alex, he worked as if he's the mom. Alex is my
Oh, that's
fiance.
beautiful. You got real support.
Yeah, from Alex.
Excellent. I'm glad the dad is in place. We going
Yes.
hey dad. We
Yeah,
glad
he's
you
at
doing
work
your
right
thing.
now.
All right. Well, whoop whoop. If he see it, we gonna give him a whoop whoop. All
Woo,
right.
woo. He the best dad ever. Yeah, Alex is the best dad ever. I couldn't ask for a better man to be the father
Oh,
of my
great.
son. Mhm.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. I know you said something nice about him, but I didn't know how it went. Okay, well, we know now, don't we? Now, what type of work you do? We're going to start with your work first.
Well, I've been working in JFK for 12 years. I started off as a passenger service agent. You know, the person that gives the boarding card, like when you travel. I
Oh,
started
yeah.
off as that. Then I moved on to a service controller where I control everything from a computer in the back. And then I moved up to operations where I control everything that's basically going on. So if I'm not there, your flight not going out. Yeah,
Whoa. So we know who to
basically.
talk to. We know where to go.
Right.
Your name is out there now. Your name is out there. How were you able to climb to these three positions, if you don't mind saying?
Well, I've been there 12 years. The first,
Okay, seniority.
right, right. So my first position when I moved on, it was like I was doing really well as a regular passenger service agent. Then we was
Mm,
losing the contract. My first airline was Air India. I did many
mm.
airlines. I worked with Emirates and then
Oh,
I
wow.
worked with Emiraco. We were losing the contract. I worked for Swissport. Swissport is a
Hmm.
ground handling company. So we
Yeah.
lost the contract with Air India, and then I moved to Operation Control Center where you control all the flights. So I applied for that and I got the job basically. So I've
Wow.
been working downstairs for 7 years. I also
How you
de-ice
like
the
it?
aircrafts. I do all kinds of things with the plane. So
Mm. So you like what you do, and
yeah,
I
I
see that
love
you're
the
doing it
job. I
well.
love the job.
Uh, well, that's
But
wonderful. That's
I'm
wonderful.
using the job for a stepping stone because now I'm trying to branch off. Now that I have my son, I'm trying to branch off and do my own thing. You see, I got my podcast with my moms. I got my book going on. Well, I'm writing a book, and yeah, and I got other things that I have going on. So I'm just using this as a stepping stone to start my own things now. Before
Well,
it
there's
was
nothing
like,
wrong with that. There's nothing
before it
wrong
was
with
like
starting off with the stepping stone.
yeah, I was partying, hanging out. Before my son, I didn't even think of branching off. Now that I have my son, I'm thinking about doing my own thing. I need my own time and have time for him.
I remember when I was looking at your podcast, you started saying that you changed once you had your son. Now, before you had your son, you said you was like way out there because this is why you was doing things, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Before my son, I was like, I partied. I drank alcohol. I lived life on the edge. I didn't care about what tomorrow may bring. Now that he's here, I think about the future. I always think about the future. So
Wow.
life changed. I even eat different.
Yeah, I was watching your podcast and I saw all of the things that you were doing. And that's what made me thought you was a single mom because I didn't hear dad mention. But I like the fact that you turn things around because some people get children and sometimes they worse, sometimes they're better, sometimes they going through the motions. But it's nice to see a parent be a parent. I have seen some people out there love parenthood. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. Some of them have jobs and some of them are full-time mom, but whatever kind of mom they were, it's just all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, my mom passed away, so I didn't get a chance to have her. So now
Yeah,
that I
I
have
was
my
getting into
son,
that.
yeah,
Hmm.
now that I have my son, I want to be the best mom, the perfect mom. I want to create memories, everything for him. So, because
Yes,
I don't have any memories of my own mom. I only have like two photographs. One you gave me, and Aunt Ling gave me a photo, my great Aunt Ling. You know
yes.
Aunt Ling.
Aunt Lee, of course,
Yeah,
my aunt.
so,
Yes,
yeah,
you're my
our aunt.
cousin. Yes, Aunt Lee.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Uh-huh.
that's the only memory. And the only things like, well, auntie and the family members, my siblings tell me Eric and Tasha of her, but I don't have any memory. So I'm dedicating my mind, body, and soul to my son so he can have memories. He can say, oh, my mom was like this because I didn't have that. So I want to be the perfect mom to him
Yeah.
because I didn't have, my aunt did her best. But she wasn't, my mom. So I don't have any memories of my own mother.
Yeah, well, you were very young when Linda died. You know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, Linda used to spend a lot of time at our house, with my father, Uncle JC, and all of this kind of stuff. And my mother, River, you know what I mean? And
Right.
we just had a good old time with her all the time. And we spent time anime, which is your grandmother.
Right.
So you wouldn't know all of those things, but we always try to wanting to tell you stories and stuff like that. And that's why I made that big picture with her holding Eric and Tasha as being small,
Right.
But you dealt with a lot of different things than some, and look how you came out on top. If you don't mind sharing anything that you know about foster care or any light that you could put on to help somebody out there that might be listening about
Well, I
foster care.
didn't really get a chance because when we were in foster care, I was a little kid, like a little baby. And my
Right,
aunt, once my mom died, my aunt and the family came and got me one right away. So I didn't get to really experience it because, my aunt took over, Aunt Robin took over
right.
my mom's
She did.
position, basically. So that's probably how I turned out okay because she didn't allow that. She didn't let me sit there.
You
She
didn't get
didn't,
those war
you
stories
know,
because I worked for that system a long time and helped a lot of children and was counseling them. So it's good that you didn't get any war stories or experience from that.
right. Now my brother and my sister, my brother was just at my house the other day. He was telling me how it was bad for them there. But I didn't get to experience it, thank God.
Thank God. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric and Tasha. Yes,
Yeah,
they had.
Eric and
Yeah.
Tasha.
Yeah. Yes, Lord. So okay. So let me see now. I'm gonna go with this. I can go so many ways. I'm gonna get into your podcast, but before I do, since we talked a little bit about family, um, what would you say? What would you say that how hard has it been when you think about not having a long or big relationship with your mother?
Repeat the question again.
How is it? How did you deal with not having this relationship with your mother? How do you feel about that?
Well, I didn't feel any kind of way as a kid growing up because Auntie did everything. But as
Okay.
an adult, once I got my own kid, I'd be like, oh my God, I wish my mother was here.
Yeah.
Once I had my
Yeah. Yeah.
own child, like I see Alex's mother, she come over to the house without, without calling or anything. She just come, she cook
She's
for
a
us, and I'm
grandmother.
like,
That's what grandmothers
yeah.
do.
But I was like, I wish I had a mother. I wish that she was
The
here,
barge in there, right?
to just come. Like I have friends complain because they parent wash their clothes, they parent do everything, and I'm like, wow, I wish my mother was here to do all of those things. Like when I was
Yeah.
going through postpartum depression, which is
Yes.
real, like I was like, dang,
Talk about
one of the things that I cried about was not having my mother there.
You wanted her to be
So
there
it
by your
affected
side.
me more as an
Mhm.
adult. But
Wow.
as a child, no, it didn't affect me because I didn't really know her, and then I had
Right.
my,
The
I
lights
had the
been off
family.
later. Yes. The light bulb went off later. When it came to
Right.
those kind of feelings, they start waking up involved in your stuff. Some people get surrogate mothers. Like I mother a lot of people because I had a lot of miscarriages, and I haven't had any babies, but I helped Dees raise her children. I helped my siblings with their children. I helped cousins with their children. So
Right.
later, I felt like a mother. Before I cried like, God, where my baby, where my children. I was very hurt, all the miscarriages and stuff. But I still
Right.
have my sonogram and I kept them. But you know, I would love to spoil them, so I spoil all my nieces and nephews, even the great one, even the one
Right.
downstairs crying. He want his
I
great
remember
great.
when
I'm
we were
like great
young,
great
we
got to
used to.
take.
I remember
Hmm?
when we were young, me and Momo used to come over to the house, do your arts
Yeah.
and crafts and stuff with us. So we
Oh
was your babies too.
yes, of
You
course.
used to
That's
have
right.
them pick
Always
a
my
number. You
baby
used to
too.
pick the same number. Oh, I always remembered the number 13. Like,
Oh,
yes,
guess
you
of
was
a
gonna say
number.
13. I won. I won. Yes.
Oh,
So
you
we
got to
had
know
us.
my head. You knew how I think. Yeah, that
Yes.
guess of a number that stayed in our family a long time. I still play that to this day with the kids. And they be
Yes.
trying to guess it, for a prize or for some kind of cake or cookie or whatever it is. But I'm glad you got a fond memory of that. That's what I want you to have. Now, tell me
Yeah.
how you started with your podcast.
Okay, so my podcast came about because I started. Okay, let me tell you the whole thing before the
Yeah, go ahead.
podcast. So first, I
Mm-hmm.
became Carlito's mom, and I felt like I didn't have much of a support team. So I created a group on Facebook called Mama Meeks. So once I created this group, that was my support. Like I would go ask the moms about cradle cap, what happens, he's not burping, or he's constipated, and
Wow.
all the women would write in the group things to
What to
do,
do?
basically. Like
Wow.
gripe water, they would tell me what to do, burp and put Vaseline up there, all kind of things. So yeah. Then I was like going through it, like postpartum and everything, and I wanted everybody to know that postpartum was real. So I reached out to Brookdale Healthy Families, and
Mm-hmm.
they would come over to my house and sit with me and hang out with me until I started going back to work. I felt overwhelmed and tired. So after that, I was like, okay, I want everybody to hear me and know what's going on. I want everybody to hear and know that, because mothers don't talk about the real deal and how they struggle. They don't talk
Mm-hmm.
about that. So I wanted everybody to know that it's real. It's okay to cry. It's okay to go through phases and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
wanted another mother to know that I'm here and I support you just as much as you might support me. Like I may look like I have it all, but I don't.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then I came out with I started writing the book. But the book was taking too long. So I said, all right, I need them to know now how I
Right.
feel. So
Yes.
then I started off the podcast because we're in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Technology, everybody wants to hear. So when I started the podcast, I started off on Anchor, and Anchor distributed to Apple, Spotify, and all the other apps that's there, Google Play and everything. So that's
Ooh,
how the
wow.
podcast came about.
Wow. You know what I love about that? When you first sent that thing to me, it like blew my mind. And I said, I gotta have you on because you've been through so much. And even whatever
Right.
you remember or don't remember from having, not having the mother to having a aunt raise you to dealing with a speck of foster care, dealing with not feeling supported and using all of what you dealt with and make a show or a podcast to not only benefit you, but to help a lot of other women because you knew
Right.
how real that thing was. I know what you mean because I wrote 5 books. I'm working on the sixth. And,
Okay.
and some things take too long, like you said. I started Blessed Kidney Connections. That's my company. And then I started doing the show. I've been doing the show 9 years. I'm exhausted.
Okay.
But I know it got to be out there. I know I got to do it. Somebody needed. I know somebody out there maybe went through foster care. I know somebody out there maybe a single parent or a parent with a co-parenting or a parent that's exhausted or experienced this postpartum depression. All of these things. I had to have you on there because you started something that women can start, or even a man if they listen, or a good
Right.
dad, like you said.
Yes.
So anybody can do these things. So what have you? Because I know what you mean. Because you got me going now. I can't even get myself together. Because I started a support group for dialysis patients and transplant patients by phone. So if they didn't want to
Okay.
see, they can just talk. And then
Right.
I started something also with widows and widowers and married people that can all talk and help each other with marriages if they dealing with that.
Right.
So all of that stuff take a lot of energy and a lot of time. And sometimes you get one person, you get 10 people, they show up, they don't show up, they call, they don't call, nobody do nothing. But you got to still put it out there. You still got to try. Somebody needs it out there.
Yeah,
So,
I know someone needed because like other women like at my job, they come and they speak to me. They ask me about like maternity leave. They ask
mm,
me about babies, my pregnancy. Then I have women in the group that we like, for example, we just had a whole conversation about the flu shot. Like my son was forced to get a flu shot because his school new NYC mandated it that toddlers have the flu shot so for them to go to school.
yeah,
So
yeah.
women come to me, we talk about many things. I even have papers here that I pick up at Brookdale Hospital.
Uh-huh.
Right. So this one is a healthy start where you can go and if you need help with your newborn, it's a newborn class. So I post things like this for the moms. You can see.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
I post things
beautiful.
like this so they can feel like they have a little bit of support because Brookdale support me 100%. When I go to the clinic, everybody know who me and Carlito is. I also, yeah, so I put up a lot of info. I even have things for dads here too.
Yeah, I like that. Put that up there. I told you, put any form that you have there so we can see it. And, because I'm about resources as well. Kidney disease, transplant, resources, life itself.
Yeah,
Help to
because
get you
people
through.
feel like they're ashamed to get support, like, or people feel like they too good to give. Support is free. Support could be something I
Thank
tell
you.
my moms, something as little as a text, like, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" I'm not don't even ask about the baby because everybody asks about the baby, but no one asks about the mother. Hey,
That's
girl,
true.
how are you, mom? How you doing? No one
Yes,
asks that, so it's okay to shoot out a text. How you doing?
yes,
How's your
yes.
day? Did you drink coffee? Do you need me to cash app you $2? Because I cash app $2 so another mom can drink some coffee. Yeah, because I know I look like a zombie because I work and I'm a full time mom too. So yeah, so it's
Wow.
okay to support.
It is. It is. And people really appreciate that. I just feel bad that sometimes people wait to the last minute to jump in. They know they need it
Right.
and they won't do it. But when they get sick, then they're there, or they have that breakdown, and you wish you could have caught them before they
Your
had the
biggest
breakdown.
supporters because people feel like when I was like I didn't have any support when I had my son. Everybody like, oh, that family you got down there. No, your biggest supporters is strangers. Strangers that come and break their neck for you.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like a stranger came to my house. A stranger told me when my son had his accident, he had got severely burned like last
yeah.
year. A stranger told me, "Stop crying. Hold your head up. Get yourself together. You gotta get yourself together and be strong for your son, because ain't nobody gonna take care of him. Only you." So strangers support you. They come. Like I had a friend. She came. She washed bottles before family will do anything.
Mm.
So get you a support team. If you're a mother out there without a support, get a support team. Get you a support team, and your support team does not have to be family. It could be a
That's
stranger.
right. You're right. It don't have to be family. I got coworkers that have my back. I got family that have my back. My biggest supporter was my husband and Dees. I could
Right.
say, and not saying my sister Yolanda, I live in her house now until I get better, and she support me with a lot of stuff too. You know what I
Right.
mean? But it is hard out there. And then some people want to support you and maybe don't have the means to support you, or they're not used to supporting it. They don't know how to support. They don't know how to even say anything, so they just don't say nothing. And you be like, oh my God, I'm out here by myself. That's
Right.
why I learned to do stuff myself. You see me with
Yeah.
my cane and my walker, brace on my leg, half dead, whatever, but I will still do it. I want help and like help, but sometimes they're not giving it. I get a lot of
Right.
that. They ain't giving it. They are
Right.
not giving it. So I said, all right, I get myself together and I do it myself.
Right.
I really do. So now what do you know about now? Ruth, not Ruth, Lean was on dialysis.
No, I
I
didn't
was
know
on
that.
dialysis. These was on dialysis. Shelton was on dialysis. Malt was on dialysis. I had 6 siblings on dialysis. Did you know anything about dialysis, or did you ever witness anything about Lean being on it?
No, because I didn't know Arlene was on dialysis.
Get out of
I
here.
did not know Arlene was. I know she was a diabetic, and I know she went back and forth to the hospital and stuff. But I was thinking because she was old. Arlene was old from when I was a kid, so I didn't know. Yeah, but I
Get
do know.
out of here.
I know Gino was doing the dialysis, and I
Yes, my
know
brother.
you and Aunt D's. I know because
Yes,
Tito
my
told me the
sister.
stories about it.
Yeah.
You know what
But
he
see,
went
that's what
through.
I mean. Like you said, some people in the family and they don't get involved. Some people in the family
Right.
don't know anything about it. Some people don't know how to help or understand it. Like you said, she was old. You didn't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah,
I
she was
mean,
always old, so I didn't know. I thought she had like diabetes and stuff, something like that. But as
yeah,
far as on these, I know because Cito is one of my favorite cousins, so we
that's
sit
my
and we
nephew. I
talk.
had him
And
on the show last week.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
I seen it. And he sit and he tell me what he went through. So he's one of my support team members. So
Oh, that's good.
me and him, we talk. We pretty close, and he told me what he went through and everything.
Yeah. Well, because I'm glad you're in touch with it. Because in the family, you got to know your family history. Because you never know
Right.
what can bark up your door. Diabetes have been in our family, high blood pressure, and kidney
Right.
disease. So you
Right.
got to know, you got to investigate, you got to ask questions. You can even learn things through a blood test in your bloodline. Ask your doctor, your primary.
Right.
You'd be surprised.
Right.
Now, to your podcast, when does it play? Do you have a link or a website so it can be said about it, so somebody on here might be
Oh my
wanting?
God, I don't even know the link by heart. I just know the name. The name is called "What Is the Perfect Mom."
Uh-huh.
I just know the
Wow.
name. I don't. The link I just copy and pasted to everybody.
It's okay.
But
It's
I just
okay. I mean,
know
some
if
people
they
got
can search.
websites and some
Right. If they
people
can
got
search.
links and where to find it. As long as we know where to find it, because you had texted to me and I
Right. You
posted
can
it
find it
on
on
my page.
iTunes as well.
Yeah, I posted so they can see it on your page, right? And they can
Right.
probably see it also on, I guess, Messenger.
Right.
All right. Have you got any good feedback from your podcast?
Yeah, everybody been asking me when's the next podcast, but I've been so busy. Like this week, my son had the flu. Last week, I just suffered from the flu, so it's been like
Oh wow,
overwhelming.
yeah.
Then last month, what we just moved into our new apartment, so I've
Well,
been like,
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. I've been like juggling everything, but I was trying to do it like every week, have it out every week, like a new episode.
Yeah, it's very hard to do the every week thing. Trust me, I know. My show was
Yeah.
always monthly. It was monthly for years, and now it's been weekly for a year. So I'm hanging
Okay.
in there by now, but I'm hanging. And hey, it's all about y'all. We love y'all. Urban Health love y'all. Everybody on here love y'all. The producers, everybody, the hosts. They all we are all one big family, and we all help each other. We support each other, believe it or not. I
Right.
talk to Jared and Steve and Tamika, you know, Ken. I talk to all of them, and they all talk to me. We all help
Right.
each other out. Ken just helped me with an emergency I had in Florida. Don't get me started. You know what I mean? So people join in and help. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I do appreciate that. But
And
God
I
knows
love
all.
your show, Lisa.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I
Thank
love
you.
it. I love
Oh,
it.
I enjoyed yours as well. I mean, I played that thing. It touched me. I kind of like cried and everything. I had to put you on the show, and I had to post it because I thought it was so meaningful. And I want you to do that book. Let me know when the book is done. I want to
Right.
support it. I want to buy one. I want to talk about it and everything like that because we all need support.
Yes.
All need support. Now, what I was going to ask you, now, what would you say to a single mom out there that might be struggling or having a hard time? What kind of encouragement you can give any single mom out there, whatever she's dealing with?
I mean, you can be, the storm is right now. The storm could be right now, but it won't last. Storms doesn't last forever. The rain has to pass. So hang in there.
Okay, that's
Like,
good.
yeah, because regardless if it's a storm, you still have to take care of that kid. So
I ain't mad at you.
you can't bend. You still have to do what you have to do for that kid. That kid needs you. Like,
Yes.
and that's what I mentioned in the book. Like, I also mentioned this in the podcast as well. Like,
Mm.
we try our best to be perfect. Like, we run around trying to be perfect, and sometimes we think we're not perfect. Sometimes we fail, but to our kids, because we're trying, we're perfect to them.
That's right.
So
You the
that's what I
hero.
would say to a single
Mhm.
mom. Keep doing what you're doing, girl, because you're perfect to your child, and you got to keep going for that kid.
Yes, yes. Now that's good. I ain't
Yeah.
mad at you. That's very good. That's very good. Now, what would you say to somebody out there who lost their mom?
Ooh, I can't really say anything about that because you can't say anything to a person that lost their mom. Like, that feeling will never go away.
I know I lost my mother.
Yeah, it will never
I
go
still
away.
miss her. I was 18. I'll be 57 on Wednesday, and I still think about my mother. A birthday, Mother's Day, holidays, Christmas, and sometimes I cry. And that was
Yeah,
years.
because my brother was just at my house and he's like, "Oh, you look like, I look like her. I sound like her." And he can't get over it. It's nothing you can tell a person that lost their mother. You can't get
Yeah.
over that.
Yeah, you got some of her features. See,
Right.
sometimes that'll remind you because Tawana does that with me about D sometimes or something. And I
Yeah.
used to do that to my mother's sister. My mother's sister looked just like my mother. I just wanted to squeeze her up and everything, even though I loved her as herself. But every time I saw her, I could see my mother,
Right.
so I could differentiate, but still, that love was there. And like you said, it doesn't ever go away.
Yeah, that never go away.
Wow. Well, is there any shout out you want to give anybody before I end this show?
Wow, it's almost over already.
Oh, it's a 30-minute show. You
Well,
got
I
now.
want
You
to
got
shout out my
something new.
mom's group. Hey,
Yeah.
moms. I want to shout out my aunt for raising me. I'm the woman I am today because of my aunt. Shout out to you. Shout out to my
Oh,
baby daddy, Alex.
nice,
And
nice.
lots of love and kisses to my boo, Carlito. That's my son.
Ah, that's sweet. That's sweet. I ain't mad at you, girl. Now, wait a minute. Is there anything that we missed? So because you upset that the show is almost over?
No, because I was like, dang, it happened so fast. Don't worry, you're going to have me again when the book drop, right?
Ah, why
Yeah, so when
not?
the book
Uh,
drops sometime this year, I'll be back and we can discuss the book and everything.
nice, nice. Keep working hard. I'm very much proud of you. I
Thank you,
love you to the
Lisa.
moon and back.
I
You
love you
know what I
too.
mean? I'm glad what you're doing and keeping on. All right?
All right, and keep it 100.
Ah, I love you and thank you.
Love you too. Thanks for having me, Lisa.
Anytime. Appreciate you extremely. Appreciate you. I love the young people. I love what young people are doing and I like pushing them. You have heard it. You have seen it. Could you believe it? A young woman that lost her mother and putting stuff out there to help other women out there and keeping a job and being a 100% mom. I just love it, love it, love it. I just love it. Anybody, and push it, everybody. Push them forward. Well, thank you very much. I'll see you next week, and I appreciate all your love and support. Keep me in your prayers, and I'll definitely keep you in mind. Good night, good day, good evening. Mwah.